Chapters 1 through 6 of Jeremiah from the World English Bible. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Missy, Guangzhou, China. Jeremiah from the World English Bible, chapters 1 through 6. Chapter 1. The words of Jeremiah the son of Hilkiah, of the priests who were in Anathoth in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of Yahweh came in the days of Josiah the son of Ammon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim the son of Josiah, king of Judah, to the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah the son of Josiah, king of Judah, to the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month. Now the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Before I formed you in the belly I knew you, and before you came forth out of the womb I sanctified you. I have appointed you a prophet to the nations. Then said I, Ah, Lord Yahweh, behold, I don't know how to speak, for I am a child. But Yahweh said to me, Don't say I am a child. For to whoever I shall send you, you shall go, and whatever I shall command you, you shall speak. Don't be afraid because of them, for I am with you to deliver you, says Yahweh. Then Yahweh put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And Yahweh said to me, Behold, I have put my words in your mouth. Behold, I have this day set you over the nations and over the kingdoms, to pluck up and to break down and to destroy and to overthrow, to build and to plant. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Jeremiah, what see you? I said, I see a rod of an almond tree. Then said Yahweh to me, You have well seen, for I watch over my word to perform it. The word of Yahweh came to me the second time, saying, What see you? I said, I see a boiling cauldron, and its face is from the north. Then Yahweh said to me, Out of the north evil shall break forth on all the inhabitants of the land. For behold, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, says Yahweh, and they shall come, and they shall set every one his throne at the entrance of the gates of Jerusalem, and against all its walls all around, and against all the cities of Judah. I will utter my judgments against them, touching all their wickedness, in that they have forsaken me, and have burned incense to other gods, and worshipped the works of their own hands. You therefore gird up your waist, and arise, and speak to them all that I command you. Don't be dismayed at them, lest I dismay you before them. For behold, I have made you this day a fortified city, and an iron pillar, and bronze walls against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, against its princes, against its priests, and against the people of the land. They shall fight against you, but they shall not prevail against you. For I am with you, says Yahweh, to deliver you. Chapter 2. The word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Go, and cry in the ears of Jerusalem, saying, Thus says Yahweh, I remember for you the kindness of your youth, the love of your weddings, how you went after me in the wilderness, in a land that was not sown. Israel was holiness to Yahweh, the first fruits of his increase. All who devour him shall be held guilty. Evil shall come on them, says Yahweh. Hear you the word of Yahweh, O house of Jacob, and all the families of the house of Israel. Thus says Yahweh, What unrighteousness have your fathers found in me, that they have gone far from me, and have walked after vanity, and are become vain? Neither said they, Where is Yahweh, who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, who led us through the wilderness, through a land of deserts and of pits, through a land of drought and of the shadow of death, through a land that none passed through, and where no man lived? I brought you into a plentiful land to eat its fruit and its goodness. But when you entered, you defiled my land, and made my heritage an abomination. The priests didn't say, Where is Yahweh? And those who handle the law didn't know me. The rulers also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after things that do not profit. Therefore I will yet contend with you, says Yahweh, and with your children's children will I contend. For pass over to the islands of Kittim, and see, and send to Kedar, and consider diligently, and see if there has been such a thing. Has a nation changed its gods, which yet are no gods? but my people have changed their glory for that which does not profit. Be astonished, you heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be you very desolate, says Yahweh. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the spring of living waters, and cut them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Is Israel a servant? Is he a native-born slave? Why is he become a prey? The young lions have roared on him and yelled, and they have made his land waste. His cities are burned up without inhabitant. The children also of Memphis and Tahpanhes have broken the crown of your head. Haven't you procured this to yourself, in that you have forsaken Yahweh your God when he led you by the way? Now what have you to do in the way to Egypt, to drink the waters of the Shihor? Or what have you to do in the way to Assyria, to drink the waters of the river? Your own wickedness shall correct you, and your backsliding shall reprove you. Know therefore and see that it is an evil thing and a bitter that you have forsaken Yahweh your God, and that my fear is not in you, says the Lord, Yahweh of armies. For of old time I have broken your yoke and burst your bonds, and you said, I will not serve. For on every high hill and under every green tree you did bow yourself, playing the prostitute. Yet I had planted you a noble vine, wholly a right seed. How then are you turned into the degenerate branches of a foreign vine to me? For though you wash yourself with lye and use much soap, yet your iniquity is marked before me, says the Lord Yahweh. How can you say, I am not defiled, I have not gone after the Baals? See your way in the valley, know what you have done. You are a swift dromedary traversing her ways, a wild donkey used to the wilderness that snuffs up the wind in her desire. In her occasion who can turn her away? All those who seek her will not weary themselves. In her month they shall find her. Withhold your foot from being unshod, and your throat from thirst, but you said, it is in vain. No, for I have loved strangers, and after them will I go. As the thief is ashamed when he is found, so is the house of Israel ashamed. They, their kings, their princes, and their priests, and their prophets, who tell a stock, you are my father, and to a stone, you have brought me forth. For they have turned their back to me, and not their face. But in the time of their trouble they will say, arise and save us. But where are your gods that you have made you? Let them arise, if they can save you in the time of your trouble. For according to the number of your cities are your gods, Judah. Why will you contend with me? You all have transgressed against me, says Yahweh. In vain have I struck your children, they receive no correction. Your own sword has devoured your prophets like a destroying lion. Generation, see the word of Yahweh. Have I been a wilderness to Israel, or a land of thick darkness? Why say my people, we are broken loose, we will come no more to you? Can a virgin forget her ornaments, or a bride her attire? Yet my people have forgotten me days without number. How trimmest you your way to seek love? Therefore even the wicked women have you taught your ways. Also in your skirts is found the blood of the souls of the innocent poor. You did not find them breaking in, but it is because of all these things. Yet you said, I am innocent. Surely his anger is turned away from me. Behold, I will enter into judgment with you, because you say, I have not sinned. Why go you about so much to change your way? You shall be ashamed of Egypt also, as you were ashamed of Assyria. From there also you shall go forth, with your hands on your head. For Yahweh has rejected those in whom you trust, and you shall not prosper with them. Chapter 3. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, will he return to her again? Won't that land be greatly polluted? But you have played the prostitute with many lovers. Yet return again to me, says Yahweh. Lift up your eyes to the bare heights, and see, where have you not been lain with? By the ways you have sat for them, as an Arabian in the wilderness, and you have polluted the land with your prostitution and with your wickedness. Therefore the showers have been withheld, and there has been no latter rain. Yet you have a prostitute's forehead, you refuse to be ashamed. Will you not from this time cry to me, My Father, you are the guide of my youth? Will he retain his anger forever? Will he keep it to the end? Behold, you have spoken and have done evil things, and have had your way. Moreover, Yahweh said to me in the days of Josiah the king, Have you seen that which backsliding Israel has done? She has gone up on every high mountain and under every green tree, and there has played the prostitute. I said, after she had done all these things, she will return to me. But she didn't return, and her treacherous sister Judah saw it. I saw when, for this very cause, that backsliding Israel had committed adultery, I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce. Yet treacherous Judah, her sister, didn't fear, but she also went and played the prostitute. It happened through the lightness of her prostitution that the land was polluted, and she committed adultery with stones and with stocks. Yet for all this her treacherous sister Judah has not returned to me with her whole heart, but only in pretense, says Yahweh. Yahweh said to me, backsliding Israel has shown herself more righteous than treacherous Judah. Go and proclaim these words toward the north, and say, Return, you backsliding Israel, says Yahweh. I will not look in anger on you, for I am merciful, says Yahweh. I will not keep anger forever. Only acknowledge your iniquity, that you have transgressed against Yahweh your God, and have scattered your ways to the strangers under every green tree, and you have not obeyed my voice, says Yahweh. Return, backsliding children, says Yahweh, for I am a husband to you, and I will take you one of a city, and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. And I will give you shepherds according to my heart, who shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. It shall come to pass, when you are multiplied and increased in the land, in those days, says Yahweh, they shall say no more, the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, neither shall it come to mind, neither shall they remember it, neither shall they miss it, neither shall it be made any more. At that time they shall call Jerusalem the throne of Yahweh, and all the nations shall be gathered to it, to the name of Yahweh, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk any more after the stubbornness of their evil heart. In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I gave for an inheritance to your fathers. But I said, How will I put you among the children, and give you a pleasant land, a goodly heritage of the armies of the nations? And I said, You shall call me my father, and shall not turn away from following me. Surely as a wife treacherously departs from her husband, so you have dealt treacherously with me, house of Israel, says Yahweh. A voice is heard on the bare heights, the weeping and the petitions of the children of Israel, because they have perverted their way, they have forgotten Yahweh their God. Return, you backsliding children. I will heal your backsliding. Behold, we are come to you, for you are Yahweh our God. Truly in vain is the help that is looked for from the hills, the tumult on the mountains. Truly in Yahweh our God is the salvation of Israel. But the shameful thing has devoured the labor of our fathers from our youth, their flocks and their herds, their sons and their daughters. Let us lie down in our shame, and let our confusion cover us. For we have sinned against Yahweh our God, we and our fathers, from our youth even to this day, and we have not obeyed the voice of Yahweh our God. Chapter 4. If you will return, Israel, says Yahweh, if you will return to me, and if you will put away your abominations out of my sight, then you shall not be removed, and you shall swear, As Yahweh lives, in truth, in justice, and in righteousness, and the nations shall bless themselves in him, and in him shall they glory. For thus says Yahweh to the men of Judah and to Jerusalem, Break up your fallow ground, and don't sow among thorns. Circumcise yourselves to Yahweh, and take away the foreskins of your heart, you men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my wrath go forth like fire, and burn so that none can quench it, because of the evil of your doings. Declare you in Judah, and publish in Jerusalem, and say, Blow you the trumpet in the land, cry aloud, and say, Assemble yourselves, and let us go into the fortified cities. Set up a standard toward Zion. Flee for safety, don't stay. For I will bring evil from the north, and a great destruction. A lion is gone up from his thicket, and a destroyer of nations. He is on his way, he is gone forth from his place to make your land desolate, that your cities be laid waste without inhabitant. For this gird you with sackcloth, lament and wail, for the fierce anger of Yahweh hasn't turned back from us. It shall happen at that day, says Yahweh, that the heart of the king shall perish, and the heart of the princes, and the priests shall be astonished, and the prophets shall wonder. Then said I, Ah, Lord Yahweh, surely you have greatly deceived this people and Jerusalem, saying, You shall have peace, whereas the sword reaches to the life. At that time shall it be said to this people and to Jerusalem, A hot wind from the bare heights in the wilderness toward the daughter of my people, not to winnow nor to cleanse, a full wind from these shall come for me. Now will I also utter judgments against them. Behold, he shall come up as clouds, and his chariots shall be as the whirlwind. His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe to us, for we are ruined. Jerusalem, wash your heart from wickedness, that you may be saved. How long shall your evil thoughts lodge within you? For a voice declares from Dan, and publishes evil from the hills of Ephraim. Make you mention to the nations. Behold, publish against Jerusalem, that watchers come from a far country, and give out their voice against the cities of Judah. As keepers of a field are they against her all around, because she has been rebellious against me, says Yahweh. Your way and your doings have procured these things to you. This is your wickedness, for it is bitter, for it reaches to your heart. My anguish, I am pained at my very heart. My heart is disquieted in me. I can't hold my peace. Because you have heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. Destruction on destruction is cried, for the whole land is laid waste. Suddenly are my tents destroyed, and my curtains in a moment. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people are foolish. They don't know me. They are foolish children, and they have no understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. I saw the earth, and behold, it was waste and void, and the heavens, and they had no light. I saw the mountains, and behold, they trembled, and all the hills moved back and forth. I saw, and behold, there was no man, and all the birds of the sky had fled. I saw, and behold, the fruitful field was a wilderness, and all its cities were broken down at the presence of Yahweh, and before his fierce anger. For thus says Yahweh, The whole land shall be a desolation, yet will I not make a full end. For this shall the earth mourn, and the heavens above be black, because I have spoken it, I have purposed it, and I have not repented, neither will I turn back from it. Every city flees for the noise of the horsemen and archers. They go into the thickets and climb up on the rocks. Every city is forsaken, and not a man dwells therein. You, when you are made desolate, what will you do? Though you clothe yourself with scarlet, though you deck you with ornaments of gold, though you enlarge your eyes with paint, in vain do you make yourself beautiful. Your lovers despise you, they seek your life. For I have heard a voice, as of a woman in travail, the anguish as of her who brings forth her first child, the voice of the daughter of Zion, who gasps for breath, who spreads her hands, saying, Woe is me now, for my soul faints before the murderers. Chapter 5. Run you back and forth through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now, and know, and seek in the broad places of it, if you can find a man, if there are any who does justly, who seeks truth, and I will pardon her. Though they say, As Yahweh lives, surely they swear falsely. O Yahweh, don't your eyes look on truth? You have stricken them, but they were not grieved. You have consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. Then I said, Surely these are poor. They are foolish, for they don't know the way of Yahweh, nor the law of their God. I will get me to the great men, and will speak to them, for they know the way of Yahweh and the law of their God. But these with one accord have broken the yoke and burst the bonds. Therefore a lion out of the forest shall kill them, a wolf of the evenings shall destroy them, a leopard shall watch against their cities. Every one who goes out there shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, and their backsliding is increased. How can I pardon you? Your children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no gods. When I had fed them to the full, they committed adultery, and assembled themselves in troops at the prostitutes' houses. They were as fed horses roaming at large. Every one neighed after his neighbor's wife. Shall I not visit for these things, says Yahweh? And shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? Go up on her walls and destroy, but don't make a full end. Take away her branches, for they are not Yahweh's. For the house of Israel and the house of Judah have dealt very treacherously against me, says Yahweh. They have denied Yahweh, and said, It is not he. Neither shall evil come on us, neither shall we see sword nor famine. And the prophets shall become wind, and the word is not in them. Thus shall it be done to them. Therefore thus says Yahweh, the God of armies, because you speak this word, behold, I will make my words in your mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. Behold, I will bring a nation on you from far, house of Israel, says Yahweh. It is a mighty nation, it is an ancient nation, a nation whose language you don't know, neither understand what they say. Their quiver is an open tomb. They are all mighty men. They shall eat up your harvest and your bread, which your sons and daughters should eat. They shall eat up your flocks and your herds. They shall eat up your vines and your fig trees. They shall beat down your fortified cities, in which you trust, with the sword. But even in those days, says Yahweh, I will not make a full end with you. It shall happen when you shall say, Why has Yahweh our God done all these things to us? Then you shall say to them, Like as you have forsaken me and served foreign gods in your land, so shall you serve strangers in a land that is not yours. Declare you this in the house of Jacob, and publish it in Judah, saying, Hear now this, foolish people, and without understanding, who have eyes and don't see, who have ears and don't hear. Don't you fear me, says Yahweh? Won't you tremble at my presence, who have placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree, that it can't pass it? And though its waves toss themselves, yet they can't prevail. Though they roar, yet they can't pass over it. But this people has a revolting and a rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone. Neither say they in their heart, Let us now fear Yahweh our God, who gives rain, both the former and the latter, in its season, who preserves to us the appointed weeks of the harvest. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withheld good from you. For among my people are found wicked men. They watch as fowlers lie in wait. They set a trap, they catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. Therefore they are become great, and grew rich. They are grew fat, they shine. Yes, they overpass in deeds of wickedness. They don't plead the cause of the fatherless, that they may prosper, and the right of the needy they don't judge. Shall I not visit for these things, says Yahweh? Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? A wonderful and horrible thing is happened in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will you do in the end of it? Chapter 6. Flee for safety, you children of Benjamin, out of the midst of Jerusalem, and blow the trumpet in Tekoa, and raise up a signal on Beth Haccherem, for evil looks forth from the north, and a great destruction. The comely and delicate one, the daughter of Zion, will I cut off. Shepherds with their flocks shall come to her. They shall pitch their tents against her all around. They shall feed everyone in his place. Prepare you war against her. Arise, and let us go up at noon. Woe to us! For the day declines, for the shadows of the evening are stretched out. Arise, and let us go up by night, and let us destroy her palaces. For thus has Yahweh of armies said, Cut down trees, and cast up a mound against Jerusalem. This is the city to be visited. She is holy oppression in the midst of her. As a well casts forth its waters, so she casts forth her wickedness. Violence and destruction is heard in her. Before me continually is sickness and wounds. Be instructed, Jerusalem, lest my soul be alienated from you, lest I make you a desolation, a land not inhabited. Thus says Yahweh of armies. They shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine. Turn again your hand as a grape-gatherer into the baskets. To whom shall I speak and testify, that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they can't listen. Behold, the word of Yahweh is become to them a reproach. They have no delight in it. Therefore I am full of the wrath of Yahweh. I am weary with holding in. Pour it out on the children in the street, and on the assembly of young men together. For even the husband with the wife shall be taken, the aged with him who is full of days. Their houses shall be turned to others, their fields and their wives together. For I will stretch out my hand on the inhabitants of the land, says Yahweh. For from the least of them even to the greatest of them every one is given to covetousness, and from the prophet even to the priest every one deals falsely. They have healed also the hurt of my people slightly, saying, Peace, peace, when there is no peace. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among those who fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, says Yahweh. Thus says Yahweh, stand you in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way, and walk therein, and you shall find rest for your souls. But they said, We will not walk therein. I set watchmen over you, saying, Listen to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, We will not listen. Therefore, hear, you nations, and know, congregation, what is among them. Hear, earth. Behold, I will bring evil on this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not listened to my words. And as for my law, they have rejected it. To what purpose comes there to me frankincense from Sheba, and the sweet cane from a far country? Your burnt offerings are not acceptable, nor your sacrifices pleasing to me. Therefore thus says Yahweh, Behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people, and the fathers and the sons together shall stumble against them. The neighbor and his friend shall perish. Thus says Yahweh, Behold, a people comes from the north country, and a great nation shall be stirred up from the uttermost parts of the earth. They lay hold on bow and spear. They are cruel and have no mercy. Their voice roars like the sea, and they ride on horses, every one set in array as a man to the battle against you, daughter of Zion. We have heard its report. Our hands wax feeble. Anguish has taken hold of us, and pangs as of a woman in travail. Don't go forth into the field, nor walk by the way, for the sword of the enemy and terror are on every side. Daughter of my people, gird you with sackcloth, and wallow yourself in ashes. Make you mourning as for an only son, most bitter lamentation, for the destroyer shall suddenly come on us. I have made you a tester of metals and a fortress among my people, that you may know and try their way. They are all grievous rebels, going about with slanders. They are brass and iron, they all of them deal corruptly. The bellows blow fiercely, the lead is consumed of the fire. In vain do they go on refining, for the wicked are not plucked away. Refuse silver shall men call them, because Yahweh has rejected them. End of Jeremiah chapters 1 to 6.